oh my God, this will go there as one of the amazing content you would ever see. This, imagine asking for bread or loaf of bread and getting a full bakery. Imagine, that is when you know you've met a coach. Asking a question, having a question session turn into a master class, it's not something easy. So I threw a question to many influencers, and I would like to share this one from the blog, though you could get the video later, the full video later. I'd like to share this particular comment because the contributor on this now went the extra mile to help us understand what it actually means to answer that question. So hello guys, welcome back to Get Up TV. If this is your first time visiting our channel, please do to click the subscription button and turn on the notification bell. Every week we have amazing content here which revolves around influence. We go the extra mile to bring your influencers' lives, their value, their classes, the master classes, their events, bring them to your blog post. So what's up with multitasking? Do you think it's okay for people to multitask or for them to focus on a particular skill? And that is actually the question we have on our table today. Is it okay for young persons to have one skill with their A plus level or to have more than one skill with their C level? Now, which are every grade A to mean highest level of professionalism obtainable and C to mean average. So I asked the question to a lot of leaders, a lot of mentors, and I got amazing responses. But then this one stood out. And what's humbling about the response is that the contributor went to the extra mile to share her life story, to share how she had moved from life. She had an NYS 2011, and she went ahead to share this amazing story with us.
To answer this question, I believe that if you have a heart problem, you wouldn't want to go to someone that you are not so sure of his gifts or his talents and doesn't have any client that could say, I was healed by this man, I was cured by this man. Rather, you would want to go to a practitioner in a hospital that has his good track record and you could see that he is good at his work. Good. So, the same way Bruce Lee said, I fear not the man who has practiced kicking 10,000 times. I fear the man who has practiced one kick 10,000 times. That means it's better for you to actually be good at one skill, master it, know everything about the skill, than having so many talents at the same time, yet you cannot boast of one. However, before you could even build one skill, you would have to take out time to know who you are and what you can do. What do I mean by this? You need to explore. You need to go. Like when I started writing, I was just writing anything. I could write fiction. I could write articles. I could write anything you want me to write. I could write. But with time, I started cutting down on some skills that I know that I can't focus on. For now, I don't write fiction. But when I started, fiction was one of the things that brought me to limelight. Unfortunately, now, if you want me to write fiction, you're just giving me extra work. So I had to cut down on certain skills so that I could focus on content writing and editing. These are the two areas I could actually boast of now. That doesn't mean I cannot write fiction, but I can't do better than someone that has been writing fiction for over how many years. So that is the same thing with what you're asking now. Another thing is this. While you are exploring, be checking out what you can do well. Not every skill is good for you. And while you're still exploring, there are some skills you're going to drop and there are some skills you're going to pick up. For instance, again, while I started out, I started as just a writer. Then I picked up editing. Then I added public speaking to it. I also added what's the name? OAP, though I don't function in that area again. Not that I cannot, but I don't have time to function as an OAP. You see? So now I have three skills that I'm very good at. I'm a good content writer, I'm a good editor, and I am also a good public speaker. So it's not bad to be multi-talented. But if you cannot handle all these skills at the same time, it will be better for you to focus on one skill, master it, know the rudiments, know everything that is supposed to be known about the skill, so that if someone could tap you and say, what is this in that particular area, you could actually answer the person without thinking twice. Then, even as you've mastered the skill, over time you may still drop it. For instance, now, I know I will be going into politics in the future. I don't know whether I will play it full-time or part-time. But what I know is that I would go into politics. It is not yet time because I am preparing myself ahead. Now, while I become a politician, there are some stuff I would have to drop because I can't carry them along with politics. You understand now? So these are the things you have to consider. Consider your ability too. What can you do? Not everybody has the ability to do so many things at the same time. Some people can actually do so many things at the same time, but some cannot. Now, if you don't have the ability to, focus on what you can do, because see, this race, it is personal. You mustn't do what your friend did, and you mustn't go the way your friend went because if you feel he or she is making better money, or he or she is becoming more famous. No, even as an influencer that I am, I have people who are more influential than I am, and I don't start envying them or start feeling bad, because most these influencers, they have put enough work in their online presence, and when they start reaping from what they have sown, I am not going to envy them, because what they did, I may not be able to do it. So that is it. Then, while you're focusing on your ability, also focus on on your access to resources. Not everybody has access to resources. If you don't have the right access to the resources that will help your skills, you may not be able to function well. For instance, your environment matters a lot. Where you live is a very important area you should consider. When I was in Owerri, I wasn't functioning well as a public speaker, so I had to come back to Lagos to stay, and as a result of my decision, I get some gigs on public speaking, and it has been very, very helpful to me. Though I also go back, I from time to time I go to Owerri. In short, I shuffle between Owerri and Lagos, but that is because I cannot function very well staying in one particular place at the same time. So your environment is very, very important. You have to consider the environment you are in. You have to consider the things that are within your reach. If, for instance, you want to upgrade your skills academically, and the school you want to go to or the school around you doesn't treat the subject matter you want to focus on, it means you have to relocate to where you can study very well and where you can be accepted, so that you'll be able to study that particular course. So you have to be very, very focused on that. So another thing you need to consider is your mental toughness. Some people easily break down emotionally. For instance, I'm still taking myself as an example. I am prone to depression. I was a depressed victim for a very long time. So even as it is now, little things get me depressed. So I try my best to avoid certain things, or to avoid thinking too much, or to avoid considering. There are things that I already know, the things that trigger my depression. So those things, I try to avoid them as much as I can, so that I can be mentally alert, I can be emotionally strong, and I can actually focus on whatever I am doing and do it very well. Because if I can't do my job well because I am emotionally down, it is going to affect me, my productivity, my financial life, and so many things. So you have to do that too. Then the big picture, you have to look at the big picture. Where do I want to be in 5 years? Where do I want to be in 10 years? How do I want to achieve this? There is a vision and there is mission statements. So your vision is where you're going to. Where do you want to go? How and your mission is, how do I get there? Okay, you want to be a billionaire in the next 10 years. Now, you can't just sleep all through, then you wake up in 10 years and become a billionaire. It is not possible. Because of that, you have to check out the route to pass through so that you'll be able to get to your destination. Now, even as you have made your plans to become a billionaire in the next 10 years, there are chances that you may not become a billionaire. However, you have made effort. As long as you've made effort, you can never remain at that particular point where you were when you were dreaming the dream. So you have to look at the big picture, then consider the roads or the route you're going to follow to get to that point. If the road you're going to follow is distorted, definitely you may not get there on time, or you may not even get there at all. You may take another route, or you may get distracted. Anything could happen. So when you are looking at the big picture, consider the things you will meet on the way. Definitely you're going to meet obstacles. Obstacles are sure to and most of them distract you. Most of them can also cause you to give up along the way. Now I'm going to also use myself as an example. I finished my youth service in 2011, and I was telling myself that in 5 years I was supposed to have a car. 5 years I was supposed to get married, have children, have a car. That kind of situation. But up to now, I don't have any of those things. And even while I was saying those things, I didn't even know how to go about my life. I didn't know how to the route to follow to actually start making money. So someone was actually in charge, and my uncle was. When I finished service, he told me to come to Lagos. I went to his house, and I was turned to a house girl. So for a very long time, at least about 2 years, I stayed with him. That's how he was just controlling my life. I was a teacher, but I wasn't enjoying teaching because living in his life was not the best thing to do at that particular point. So I had to leave his house and started life afresh. So many stuff happened along the way. But as it is now, I can actually chart my course in the next 5 years. And even if I don't get there, I'll be able to get somewhere close to that place. This is because I've been able to understand how to follow my path. I've seen the big picture now, and I've been with experience, with knowledge, with things I have done, and things I've seen others do, the books I've read, the courses I've taken, and so many things and so many factors. So with these factors, I will be able to know to an extent where I can be in the next 5 years. Unlike when I finished youth service, that I didn't even have, even though I wanted to, I didn't have the big picture, so I didn't know how to go about it. So I think with this alone, you should be able to know whether to focus on one talent, or you are going to multitask. It's not bad to multitask, but be sure of your skills, be sure of your strength, be sure of your resilience and everything, your mental health, your emotional stability. You have to put all these things you have to factor all these things in your journey. Also, you have to also factor those unforeseen circumstances that may come your way, because things will always happen. We cannot stop them from happening. So I think with this, you can know what efforts to make and how to channel your energy. Thank you.
So there you have it. Mami Claire's thoughts on multitasking in that person. She has told her story, emotional stories, and very important stories we can learn from. It's only a fool, permit me to say, that would want to leave mistakes before they learn. can always learn from people's mistakes. You can always learn from people's life, from people's story. Like I would say, experience. There's no one way to define experience. You get it from books, but then people's life would also be experience to us. So thanks for watching. If you like this video, if you enjoyed this video, please go to like and drop a comment in the section, in the comment section, to get more amazing content and share. Thank you so much. I'm Andy Sidanis. Peace.